Boys and girls and cougar parents, tonight we're going to take a look at not only two-step equations, but we're also going to backtrack and go back to one-step equations, but this time they're going to be one-step equations with rational numbers. So far we've just had nice, neat integers. Now we're going to throw in some fractions and decimals. It's basically still the same concept. You have to solve these equations by doing the inverse operation, but this time we're going to be doing inverse operations with rational numbers. Not just integers. Well, you shouldn't have had any problems with the first 20 or so problems. The first 10 you just had some integers that you had to do some operations with, and then you had some simple one-step and two-step equations, and towards the bottom, that's what I'm going to focus on. The last couple problems, what you're doing is you're working with equations that have rational numbers, basically fractions and decimals. We're still performing inverse operations, but this time we're working with rational numbers, so it might make it a little bit more difficult. For example, number 22, we have 4/15 of an x is equal to negative 14/15. Well, we want to isolate the variable x. What's happening to the variable? It's being multiplied by 4/15. Now, I could divide it by 4/15, but I know that dividing a fraction by a fraction is the same thing as multiplying it by its reciprocal, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, do you see what's going to happen here? Okay, I'm going to end up getting 15 times 4 over 4 times 15, which is really the same number over itself, which is 1. Okay, if we simplify here and simplify there, we're left with 1x. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I also have to multiply this by 15 over 4. Okay, because I multiplied this side here by that. And when I do that, I'm going to multiply straight through, and it's going to be a negative times a positive. So let's take care of our numerator first. 14 times 15. 14 times 15, well, 5 times 4 is 20, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus the 2 is 70, or I should say 7. Put a 0 there. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 1 is 1. We add it all up, we get 0. 7 plus 4 is 11, carry the 1, that's 210. So I'm going to get 210 is, 210 is going to be my numerator. And then I have 15 times 4, and I can tell you right now this is going to be 60. Okay, over 60, and this is going to be a negative because I have a negative times a positive. Now I can simplify this a little bit. 210 divided by 60. 60 will go into 21 3 times. I'm just going to go into 200 3 times, which is going to be 180. I subtract, and that's going to give me a remainder of 30. Okay. If I bring another 0 down, 60 goes into 300 5 times, so it's going to be equal to 3 and 5/10. So x is equal to 3 and 5/10. Oh, negative. That's a negative 3 and 5/10. Let's take a look at number 23 now. Number 23, x is being divided by 4/10. Well, I need to multiply it then by 4/10, and what I do to one side, I'm going to do to the other. And I'm going to set this up like this, okay? I'm going to multiply it down here like so. The 4/10 cancel each other out. And then I have 4 times 5 is 20, carry the 2. 4 times 7 is 28, plus the 2 is 30, carry the 3. And then 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19. I have 1, 2, 3 decimal places in my problem, so I should have 1, 2, 3 decimal places in my answer. And my answer is x is equal to 1 and 9/10, or 900 thousandths. These next two problems are pretty simple, number 25 and 26, because here our rational numbers are just being added to the variable, which means we're going to have to subtract them, okay? If I have 9/10 plus v is equal to 5 and 3/10, I need to get rid of the 9/10 over here to isolate our variable v, so I'm going to subtract. Let's change our colors. So I'm going to subtract 9/10 from that side, and I also have to subtract 9/10 from this side. The 9/10 cancel each other out. I'm left with V is equal to 5 3/10 minus 9/10. Well, I got to do some regrouping here. The 5 becomes a 4, and my 3 becomes a 13. 13 tenths minus 9/10 will give me 4/10, and then I bring down my 4. So V is equal to 4 4/10. Over here I have M plus 8/10 is equal to 4 9/10. What's happening to the variable M? It's being added by 8/10, so I need to subtract 8/10. And what I do to one side, I do to the other side. The 8/10 cancel each other out. My M comes down, it's isolated all by itself. And then I subtract 8/10 from 4 9/10, and that's going to give me 4 1/10. Well, hopefully, boys and girls, that was more fun than a barrel of monkeys. And if it wasn't, hopefully you learned a few things. And if you have questions, please bring them to class tomorrow. I'm a good math teacher. I'm just a lousy mind reader. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.